Well, the inevitable has finally happened in the NBA, one of the biggest trades in quite some time. James Harden finally lands in Philadelphia, and Ben Simmons finally gets that new beginning that he has coveted for quite some time. The Brooklyn Nets are trading James Harden to the Philadelphia 76ers for Ben Simmons, Seth Curry, Andre Drummond, and 2 first-round picks. Those picks specifically will be a 2022 first-round pick unprotected from Philly and the right to defer until 2023, and a 2027 first-round pick 1 through 8 protected. So there you have it on your screen right now, ladies and gentlemen, is the new-look Brooklyn Nets. Obviously, keep in mind Kyrie Irving will be ineligible for home games unless that mandate is removed from New York. Kyrie, Seth Curry, Kevin Durant, Ben Simmons, and LaMarcus Aldridge. And then Philadelphia's new lineup is, boy, that is a tasty lineup for now, as James Harden and Tyrese Maxey will be in the backcourt, joined by Danny Green, Tobias Harris, and obviously their MVP candidate, Joel Embiid. Yes. So who won this trade? This is an interesting one. To be real with you, we don't know, right? Because the gentlemen that we're dealing with at the top of this trade have shown us, if nothing else, that mentally they go through it. You know, James Harden, when things get tough, he will leave, or he will want you to get out. And if he can't get you out, he will leave, period. The Brooklyn Nets didn't trade Kyrie Irving. I think that would have been the easiest fix for Harden, is to get rid of Kyrie, because we know he's frustrated with this mandate that Kyrie Irving and in the city of New York and in the state of New York can't agree on, which pretty much means Kyrie Irving will be ineligible for home games. Any game in that Barclays building, Kai can't play. And since Kai ain't leaving Brooklyn, James Harden, you cover that up with the fact that the strip club scene ain't all that in Brooklyn. Kevin Durant is hurt again. He wanted out. And we knew that. We've been talking about that on this platform for quite some time. He wanted out. And if you look at what's in Philadelphia, you got Daryl Morey, a gentleman that James is very familiar with. They're buddies from their Houston days. Michael Rubin, part owner of Philly. Every black celebrity loves Michael Rubin. You couple that up with Lil Baby and Meek Mill and that Philadelphia relationship with Michael Rubin and Robert Kraft. That just makes too much sense for Harden. And on Brooklyn's side of things, they're getting Ben Simmons, who needed a restart, wanted a restart, desired a restart, demanded literally a restart. And his agent, Rich Paul, finally got him just that, with a little less than 30 games left in the season, somewhere around that. Is that enough time for Simmons to get acclimated to this new situation that he's got in Brooklyn? Keep in mind, Kevin Durant's not expected back to maybe the top of March. Again, you're only going to have Kyrie Irving for 15 games left in the season, in the regular season. It's a lot to try to get Ben Simmons up to par right now. I mean, where's his jump shot at? Has he been working on that aspect of his game? Is he available for criticism, available for critique, available for adjustment? How will he respond to all of this? This trade, I would say, if I had to pick a winner, just because the Nets were able to fleece Seth Curry, who is one of my favorite players in the NBA. Also, Andre Drummond is a rebounder. Brooklyn's been bad at everything this year. Rebounding is part of being bad at everything. You get him, and I think from Philly's standpoint, they were able to keep Tyrese Maxey. I think that's a big deal. I would probably say the Nets won this trade, because if you ask me, if you put a gun to my head, I would tell you I feel like the Philadelphia 76ers got a tad bit worse today, and I feel like the Brooklyn Nets got a tad bit better. That is my overall. You know, in theory, if we're playing NBA 2K, if you look at the lineup in Philly, you see Harden, Tyrese Maxey, who I really like a lot, another one of my favorite players in the leagues. You see Tobias, you see Danny Green, a champion in this league. You see Joel Embiid playing at an MVP level. Matisse Thybulle, maybe he's the best on-ball defender in the league. You think, how could you say Brooklyn got better and Philly got worse? For me, real life matters. This is not a video game. This is not NBA 2K. You're not playing in My Team Unlimited. You know, this is real life. You know, personalities matter. How people approach the game matters. This is real stuff. And for me, I haven't in quite some time seen James Harden approach a situation with the right. And that's why I can't say Philly got better. I mean, if you watch the Sixers play ball this year, they could compete with anybody night in, night out. They just lost to the best team in the league, Phoenix, and it was a tight game with a couple minutes to go, it was a tight game, right? So, and I'm looking at Brooklyn. They were not competitive. And I do believe Ben Simmons allows this Nets team to have a little more flexibility when KD does come back, so KD's not guarding Giannis in the postseason. If Ben ain't going to do nothing else, he got to play some defense. Or if you're talking about some of the other guards in the Eastern Conference, you now got a guy that's really good at guarding smaller guards. Ben is really good at moving his feet. He's really good at that. He's me on the basketball court in a lot of ways. I could never make a jump shot when I play basketball, so I defended my behind off, and Ben will do just that because he know he ain't taking no shots. The Kyrie thing is the only piece of that puzzle in which I just can't flat foot say Brooklyn won by a lot. But that's my initial thoughts on this trade. A big one, man. It's a big trade. Rarely do you see trades where there are two all-stars involved in it, and that's what Ben Simmons was the last time we saw him at his normal self, and that's what James Harden is right now. Traded right before the deadline. Literally right before the deadline, 3 hours before, I believe, and right before All-Star Weekend. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this trade. Who do y'all think won it? What do you think is the most important piece of these trades? I mean, getting Steph Curry was a big gift for Brooklyn. Doc Rivers said goodbye to in-law and them grandkids and shipped Curry on out of there for the chance at going after a championship this year. I do believe if Philly's going to win anything, it's this year. It ain't going to be next year. Year after that, I know Harden might stay around for, he might re-sign. It's this year, though, for Philly. And I think Kevin Durant and the Brooklyn Nets, they will have chances to win in the future because Ben's going to get better, and hopefully the mandate will change at some point for Kyrie to make him more available for his team in the future. But we shall see.